Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to do a topic today. The topic's based around some things I've been hearing from the spiritual community as well as people in general. And one of the topic is based on people not wanting to be here. Like they feel like they are not meant to be on this earth. They're meant to be in a different planet. They're meant to be in the spiritual realm and not actually be on the physical plane of earth. So what I'm going to do is going to talk a little bit about it, and I'll try to make it brief, and I'll do a spiritual journey to see what Spirit has to say. It's very simple, I think, for being human. And we are human when we're here. We might be something completely different when we die. We could be ancient, we could be young. It's like we could have lived millions of lifetimes. But doesn't matter when we're here, because when we're here, we're meant to be here. So why would we come here if we're not meant to be here? Some people, the way I look at it is to look at the spiritual community and say, hey guys, we're here to help people see the truth. They're finding the personal truth within themselves. But I hear a lot of people saying that they don't feel like they're meant to be here. They're meant to be somewhere else. So how are we supposed to teach people to be here on earth and to live a physical reality or physical experience when we keep saying that we're not meant to be here? Simply, we're here, so we're meant to be here. You might not know what that reason is yet. You might not have figured it out yet, but you're meant to be here. So, live your life. Start living your life. Don't live your life for the spiritual realm. It's not what it's meant to be about. You might work with the spiritual realm, you might actually spend some time in it, or you might not spend any time at all. But I'm telling you, if you're on this physical plane, you're meant to be here, nowhere else, because you'll be somewhere else if you were. It's that simple. So ask yourself, why would you come here if you're not meant to be here? Were you forced to be here? Were you, well, possibly. Some people believe that if they don't complete something in their life, they're forced to come back. That's possible. You have the right to believe whatever you want. But my understanding is that you choose to come here. And you have a purpose. You might not know what that purpose is, but you have a purpose. So as soon as you start living your life, then you're going to find out why you're here. You're going to really start to enjoy life. The hard times, yes, the world is a pretty difficult place. But it's how you deal with those hard times. If you deal with them in a way that, okay, this is happening for this reason, or maybe you don't even know the reason why. But it's an experience all on its own. I've lost many people in my life. I've had some pretty hard times. But so have everybody. And people have much harder times than me. And I had much harder time than other people. That's life. Life is life. Life is meant to be difficult at times. It's meant to be wonderful at times. The question is, when it is wonderful, do you see it? When it's difficult, do you cry? Do you stay in a corner? Do you not deal with it? It's hard to live in this world, but it's also beautiful to live in this world. If you start looking at life as life, to live life, to spend the time to see things for the first time, like a child. That's what life is about. Life is about taking the time to see and live a physical experience, to live in this world. We're all meant to be here. We wouldn't be here otherwise. I could say that I'm meant to be somewhere else. I spend a lot of time in the spiritual realm. That's not what they tell me, that I'm meant to be in the spiritual realm. They're meant to be here on this world, enjoying life as best I can. When I'm down, they tell me, why are you down? It's just life. It's just an experience. Experience it. The ups and downs are life. But as soon as you start to realize that everything that happens in your life is based around what you believe in and what you do, you're going to start to realize that, wait a second, I've been spending so much time thinking about dying, thinking about living in the spiritual realm, but I'm not living life. We need to start living life. And you can start anytime. You can start now, you can start later. But the sooner you start, the sooner you're going to know why you're here and what your purpose is. So just give me a minute. I'm going to connect on to the spirit realm to see what they have to say about this topic. I'm going through a spiral of energy, and it's almost like sometimes you might feel like you're spiraling out of control, but all along you're in control of the spiral. So when the spiral stops, sometimes you keep thinking you're stuck in a spiral, but you're actually not. You're actually standing still. You're actually not spinning at all. But sometimes you just feel like you continue to spin. Gabriel appears in front of me in a form of a lightning bolt. He always does. I see him as a lightning bolt with blue energy. He smiles at me and says to the world, welcome. If you're watching this video, it's time that you start living your life. It's time to go for a walk in the park, a walk in the city, a walk in a building. Look at the building. How was it constructed? What materials did he use? What's the lighting like? When you're walking outside, what are you walking on? The grass or concrete or pavement or dirt or sand or in the water? Take the time to feel the things that feel your environment, the environment that you're in. Take the time to smell what the smells are like. Are they sweet? Are they gross? Are they pungent? Are they wonderful? Are they crisp? Are they clean? But then feel everything. Allow your heart to expand outwards and feel things for the first time. You've never seen that flower before, or if you have, look at it, stop and look at the flower. What color is it? What's the texture? Touch it. Smell it. What's the fragrance it gives? Is this light or too strong, or is there no fragrance at all? Feel the wind. Feel the heat or the cold, the crispness of the air. Feel the humidity. On a rainy day, go for a walk. You might get wet. So what? Come back and change. If it's nice outside, it's the best time, of course. When it's a thunderstorm and it's 30 to 40 degrees, or 80, 90, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on where you're at. It's the best time, isn't it? The water is warm, refreshing. The smell of the dew in the air. You take your shoes off, walk in the grass while it's still wet, walk in the mud, feel the mud between your toes, the grass, the wetness of the grass between your feet. Walk along the beach, but walk in the water as well. Walk in the sand. The temperatures are different. If it's a hot day, the sand is hot. So you tend to walk along the water so your feet don't burn. And if they do burn, run in the sand, feel it. Be like a child again. That is one part of life. The other part is, why did you come here? Why did you come to this world? That's a question we all ask, isn't it? At some point in our life we all say, why did we come here? Why are we on this world? Well, ask yourself that question. Did you come here to die? It's part of life and death. But why did you come here? Did you come here to live in a spirit realm your whole entire life? Did you come here to long for a different place, a different world, a spiritual experience? Or did you come here to learn, to help others? I speak to the spiritual community. If you do not feel like you're meant to be here, if you feel like you're meant to be in a different world, in the afterlife, a different dimension, why did you come? So that you could do that? Or why wouldn't you just stay in a spiritual world? I call upon all of you to listen very carefully. You have come to help others understand life, understand the importance of living and dying, because it is a cycle of illusion that we all do. But it's life, that's why you come here, so you're not connected to everything. Or you try to find those connections, and that is part of the journey. The more you remember, it's like a game. You come here knowing nothing, or knowing everything, and then forgetting everything, and then try to remember it all again. But it's still meant to be here on this world, experiencing this physical reality. To help others let go of the burdens of the darkness, so that the whole world can grow and prosper in love and harmony. I ask you all this, have you accomplished this yet? Has the world growing enough that there's no more war and hate and suffering? If their answer is no, or the answer is yes, we know the answer is that we haven't. There's still all this stuff in the world. So your job isn't done yet, is it? If you long to be in another world, a different planet, in the afterlife, then you're missing the point of coming here in the first place. You're here to help the world change, to grow. Some of you get lost in the darkness and are afraid of it and run from it and hide from it. Why? The darkness is part of you, just like the light is. So if you only go in the light, you miss half your life, because half your life is spent in the darkness. There is a balance of light and dark. Are you in balance when you run from the darkness and hide? Or are you at a balance? That's the question. If you do not answer, say, I'm in balance, I'm the best I can be, I live in the light and the dark equally, and I have everything in balance. I am perfect. There is nothing I need to change in myself anymore. When you can answer yes to that, then you know you might not need to come back here anymore. Or you could say, I'm going to come back to teach other people to be in balance like me, so they can understand the peace and harmony of this world and understand the meaning of life, the acceptance of everything the way it is, in perfect harmony. Everything is perfect as it is. But is it? Is everything perfect all the time? We could say yes to that question, or we could say no. Yes, at this point in time, a split second ago, it was exactly the way it was meant to be. But now I want to change that. I want to be this. So how do I get to that? I come to this world to live a life so I can be that. One thing that I crave to be. But how are we going to do that if we spend our life in the clouds and never really truly embracing why we're here? The physical experience. Gabriel asks, why is there so many people still so afraid of themselves? So afraid of living this world that they hide from it. They run from it. But then there's others that are saying, why do people not see? Why are people always running away? Blaming others. Not facing their fears. And I know it's hard to face your fears. And I continue to face my fears on a daily basis. But I do try my best. I try every day to be the best I can be, to grow and to prosper. Sometimes it feels like I'm dragging myself in the ground. I feel depressed at times. I feel sad. I feel worried. But that's only for a short time. Then you shake yourself off, let the stuff pass through you. Smile. If you're not around people that make you smile, then find people that do. Find people that uplift your spirit, to help you grow, help you prosper, help you become the person that you're meant to be on this earth. The thing is, when you discover who you truly are, you go, oh my God, why can't I have that here? Because you're not meant to. You came here with limited abilities, limited understanding, because you chose that. Because you chose that for yourself. So please, listen to what I'm saying. You do have a choice. I'm not telling you to listen to everything and take everything as 100% accurate. I'm telling you to make your own choices, to look at life, to see things as they are, to follow your purpose, to be the person you're meant to be, and do not be afraid of it. Do not be afraid of it. Grasp life by the horns and live it. Live life. That message was from Gabriel. So how often do we run from life? How often do we sit, contemplate self-pity for the way our life is? But we are the ones that change our lives, me and you. We can do it together, we can do it ourselves, but ultimately you're the one that needs to change it. No one can change it for you. They can help you, but they cannot change your life unless you allow them to. Unless you allow yourself to change, to grow, to live. If you wish to do a service with me, you can visit my website at amonrosawakening.com. I'm also a professional Northern Lights photographer, and you can visit my website at josephbradleyauroras.com. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful day.